The Unplayable Podcast is proudly presented by Qantas, the official podcast partner and the official airline partner of Cricket Australia. Once again this season, Qantas is proud to be flying Australia's cricketers as they take on the world. Hello and welcome to the Unplayable Podcast. It's a big week in cricket because we've finally got that Australian Ashes squad and we're going to be talking about it and ripping straight into it. My name is Josh Shonafinger, joined as always by Kane Richardson. Richo, welcome, mate.
As always, at least we've got this group of 15 to
Finally.
We don't have to ponder and sit on the fence about certain names. We've got the names and we can dissect that and a couple of weeks away from taking the field.
Last week you were saying just how sick you are of all the speculation and the build-up and the talk. Well, you've got your wish. And George Bailey spoke on Wednesday and gave us 15 Aussie names. But we should start with the weekly winner because we always do. Maybe your weekly winner comes from that squad of 15.
Well, I didn't have one before that squad was announced, so it's hard to go past Jake Weatherald for mine.
Yeah.
No bigger prize than getting named in your first Australian Test squad, but also one for the Ashes, the magnitude of that series, but also his upbringing, growing up in the Northern Territory as a junior and then playing junior cricket for the NT, moving to Adelaide, moving to Tassie. It's been well documented his path to the baggy green, and now he gets his opportunity. So for me, a worthy winner of not only a weekly winner award, but being in that first Ashes Test. So congrats to Jake and to all in the Northern Territory, his family, everyone that's been involved in his path to this point.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting thing. And from a Territorian yourself, I guess this is a big step for the state and they want more cricket up there. This is going to be a good thing as well.
Well, absolutely. I'm pretty sure he'd be the first to wear the baggy green. I would think off the top of my head. I know Damien Martin was born in the Northern Territory, but I don't think he qualifies. So, yeah, I think ticking off that is a massive milestone for for that part of the world. And I know the Northern Territory Cricket Association will jump behind Jake now, but it just shows it gives kids in Darwin and rural NT, there's a pathway, which is the most important thing, to have something to aim for and to want to achieve. And everyone wants to play for Australia, but it is an achievable way of getting there and following in someone like Jake's footsteps. So he's worked incredibly hard. He's had a great career, and now he finally gets the opportunity to do it on the international level.
Yeah, good. Now, George Bailey didn't confirm that he's going to actually play that first test, but we will check out all the ins and outs and the permutations in just a sec. My weekly winner, I've gone with Jimmy Rodrigues. Obviously scored that amazing unbeaten 100 to beat Australia and then didn't get too many in the final, but I feel like if it wasn't for her, brilliant century in that chase, India don't lift that Women's World Cup, do they? So she's going to be playing for the Heat this season, so we'll get to see her on our shores. She's a star. She's still only 25, and I think there's still bigger things to come for her.
Well, the Heat were your pick for the WBBL.
They
so
were.
She's bringing some winning form.
Thank you for bringing that up.
That was a week ago before you knew all this would play out. So congrats to them. They were sitting precariously, maybe looking like not even making the semis. So to knock off Australia, that's really the final, isn't it? If you can beat the Aussies, you're probably going to win it. So all the pressure as we've seen on India in their home conditions, it's always expectation is they're going to win. And as Australians, our expectations is that we're going to win. So, if you beat Australia in a semi-final, you're a worthy World Cup winner.
Yeah, and I saw her taking selfies with the photo, with the trophy afterwards and all those sorts of things that you can do when you win a World Cup.
Absolutely.
You can put ski goggles on. You can celebrate however you want, right? So well done to India. Their first title as well in that tournament. So maybe the start of something big in Indian women's cricket. The Ashes, though, let's get back right over to that squad of 15. There's a few things to talk about there. Marnus Labuschagne, he's, of course, there front and centre with Jake Weatherald as potentially Usman Khawaja's opening partner. Now, George Bailey said that Marnus was still a chance to be selected as opener today. He's not going to be locking in either Labuschagne or Weatherald into either of those positions just yet, which then leaves the Green and Webster sort of conversation open as well. Maybe I'll just run through that squad just quickly, just in case anybody has missed it. It's Steve Smith, Cameron Green, Travis Head, Usman Khawaja, Marnus Labuschagne, Jake Weatherald and Bo Webster. They're the batters and the all-rounders. Two keepers, Alex Carey and Josh Inglis, are in this squad of 15. Nathan Lyon's the only spinner, and then 5 quicks, Hazelwood, Stark, Boland, plus Doggett and Abbott. So, 15 players. It does seem like a lot. He did say that, George Bailey, this is that Pat Cummins, they're hoping will be available for the second test. I mean, maybe you have to say that, but they're hoping to bring him in. So there are plenty of players around this squad. It's still over 2 weeks until the first test, but it seems like they've got all bases covered.
Yeah, well, when you name 15, you probably should have. That's like a touring party for a World Cup or something. So to name 15 for a home Ashes opener is probably unusual. But yeah, as you said, they've got all bases covered. 2 keepers is interesting. Like, I don't know, you just bring them over just in case something happens game day. But yeah, I mean, the 2 major talking points will be who opens the batting, and then if the follow on to that is the middle order with the all rounders. So I know George Bailey has said that, but I would dare say you're not picking Jake Weatherald in the squad if you don't plan to play him. I doubt you're taking him over for experience and to run the drinks. I think
that's a good call.
He's a specialist opener. We've seen what Marnus has done in the opening rounds of the summer in both formats at number 3. I know Bo Webster would be unlucky if he doesn't get in the final team, but there's 5 tests to play. A lot's going to change. I dare say Jake's going to take first ball of the Ashes.
Okay, and would he face first, do you reckon?
Oh, good question. Probably. I know Usman seems the kind of guy who would just, over to you. But knowing Jake from playing with him, the type of character he is, he won't try and shy away from any of that kind of stuff. He'll embrace it head on. So, again, I just can't see what would be the point in putting him in the squad if you don't plan to play him.
Yeah.
So it's probably just sorting out those other guys, how much bowling Green gets done between now and then to make himself fully available as an all-rounder, and same with Bo Webster coming off that injury and playing some Shield cricket, how he pulls up. So all bases covered, but I dare say they have their 11 ready to go.
Yeah, so let's lock in Weatherald for 4 of the first ball of the Ashes /3 points, something like that. Should we lock
a bit of width from Archer around the wicket trying to nick him off, just gets it wide, and it is his strength, is that offside game. So, he's prepared as well as he could for the last couple of years in Shield cricket. He deserves the opportunity. He's a great player of fast bowling, and he's going to need to be, because he's going to confront an attack that's going to be fully charged and fresh and ready to go in conditions that you think would suit fast bowling. So it's going to be great to watch.
We'll come back to England shortly. Cameron Green, though, he's the one who seems to be maybe the crucial factor in this one. George Bailey said that they want him to bowl between 15 and 20 overs in this next Shield round, which seems like a big increase on his workloads. He bowled in round 1 of the Shield and then had that break with a sore side.
Yeah.
That does seem like a lot of overs, or that would be over both innings, I'm assuming.
I'm not sure. How much did he go into detail about it? But
not a great deal. He just said he wanted to see 15 to 20. That was his quote from Green. So if he doesn't perhaps bowl that many, then maybe Webster's still a chance there.
Well, over the course of 4 days, it's probably not too much to ask. I mean, if you're talking in an innings or a day, it's a lot. He doesn't need to do that. He's probably not going to be needed to do that again with the value that he brings in his batting game. I don't think having him to bowl double figure overs is really needed unless he's on a day where he feels really good and the ball's coming out great and he's one of your better quicks, then you go with it. But he's got so much on his plate that, if you can get 5, 7, 8 overs out of him in an innings or a day or however it pans out, then that's a bonus. So, I guess they probably want to have that fully under control and know where his body's at. He's had a little bit of trouble with that, but again, big series seem to be great physios and players seem to get cherry ripe for him. So he'll know exactly what he needs to do to be ready to go.
Let's have a quick listen to what George Bailey, the chair of selectors, had to say about Marnus Labuschagne, and then Cameron Green.
You know what Marn's like. As soon as he was left out of that West Indies team, his first question is, well, how many runs do you need for me to come back? And it was a very clear message that the runs would be a byproduct of some of the other things that we wanted to see, and part of that was not getting back to the old Marn, but a method and a way of batting, and a way, and some technical things that we wanted to see. We were confident that if that happened, the runs take care of themselves, and that's been the case. So I think from pretty early on in the season, it was evident that there was, he'd made some nice adjustments and it was in a good place.
You're comfortable with him opening if required as well?
Yeah. If required, I think he can do it. I think I've said in the past, I'm confident that most players in Australia, if they bat in the top 3, I think can have the capability of opening.
How much more bowling do you want to see Cameron Green do for this Test match?
The exact number in this game, I think it's 15 to 20 this game. So I imagine he'll hit that, and that's pretty close to what you sort of need from your all rounder. And then obviously, what are we? We're still 2.5, 3 weeks away from that first test, so continue to build on that.
Could he play as just a batter?
Yeah, he has done. He obviously just had probably had an extra week off after that, when he bowled in, what was that now, round 1, and just pulled up a little bit sore from that. So again, it's just making sure that we get that right. It's a 12-month build, and to sort of rush a step at the last moment doesn't make much sense. So I think it's been a pretty natural build up. Again, I don't think there's going to be necessarily your all-rounder doesn't sort of need to be in a position to bowl 30 or 40 overs, hopefully, or certainly haven't historically for us over the last little bit. So I think he'll be really well placed.
So 3 uncapped players are in this squad. Sean Abbott, he's one of the backup bowlers. Brendan Doggett is another one. And then the third, of course, is Jake Weatherald. So we could see a baggy green presented for that first test. Sam Konstas, he's the one who has been dropped from this squad, the only incumbent player who has been left out. Now, he is going to still be a chance for the Aussie A in the PM's 11 matches that are coming up this summer, but he won't be there in Perth. And maybe that's a fair call given he hasn't been scoring the weight of runs that Labuschagne and Webster have been.
Yeah, I mean, that was the talking point. He's shown glimpses again this year of his talent and getting it right. But I think it's the right call. He's 20 years old. He's shown what he can do when he's playing well. And I'm not only talking about Boxing Day, but even when he went back to the Big Bash last year, just how much confidence he had. And it's a funny game when you have confidence, how good you can look and feel compared to when you don't have it and you're searching for runs and for form. So he gets an opportunity now where that's all put to bed. He can go back and concentrate on playing for New South Wales and Big Bash cricket for the Thunder, and then really start to make a charge for when he does get back in the team, that he stays in the team. And we've all known the greats of Australian cricket have had a period like this where they've gone in and out of the team. He's just happened to experience it at more of an early age than what most do. Yeah. So if anything, it's a feather in his cap as a 20-year-old to go through this now and then fight his way through it.
Yeah, he'll bounce back. Absolutely. And he's got Victoria this round in the Sheffield Shield, which means he's coming up against his somewhat of an arch nemesis, Scott Boland, who's got him out 5 times across the career. In fact, I did a little look through the numbers. No bowler has actually got Sam Konstas out more than twice other than Scott Boland. Right. So they seem to face each other a lot.
Yeah.
And Boland's often there with the new ball. But that match, obviously New South Wales against Vic, is going to include all of the test attack. Stark, Hazelwood and Lyon will all be there. Boland on the other side, and probably Sean Abbott as well, you would imagine. So plenty to look forward to there.
Yeah.
That's beginning on November 10th, that one. So tune in on cricket.com.au.
Be great to watch. It does make me nervous, the Stark and Hazelwood playing. I feel like, especially Hazelwood.
Because he's played so much.
And just how he's bowling. It's just,
he looks good.
You're good to go. Yeah. Don't risk anything happening. Hopefully nothing does, but it's just like, they know what they're doing better than anyone, but it's like, God, he's bowling well. He's doing everything he's needed to do it to this point. Hopefully he just gets through that nice and easy, just a few Ks in the legs and just ticks through, gets his work done. But they all look ready to go. And obviously Starkey hasn't had the T20 cricket recently that Hazelwood has, but season pro, he'll know what to do as well. But yeah, it's a mouthwatering clash with those guys coming back. Travis Head's gone back to play for SA as well. So it's good to see everyone getting a round of Shield cricket in. Gives everyone a chance to go down to the grounds and watch them before the big dance kicks off, and gives everyone an opportunity to get some more cricket under their belt.
Yeah, 14 of that 15-player squad are playing in the Shield this week. The only one to miss is Usman Khawaja, who's got a bit of a niggle. So he's going to sit it out, but apparently he's not in doubt for the first test. But, you just want to keep him cherry ripe, of course, because he's a lock at the top of the order. England, however, they haven't been playing as much red ball cricket. They've been playing white ball series in New Zealand, and now they will have one warm-up match against the England Lions in Perth. It's a very contrasting build-up, isn't it, for them? But they don't seem too worried about it.
Well, they tend not to be phased about certain things, and especially preparation. I think other series they've gone to Dubai and just played golf, and they do it a different way, but it's fine. I guess no one knows your cattle more than the people in charge who make these decisions. So I guess, they've at least got some cricket coming in. They're not coming in out of the cold, literally from England. So mind you, New Zealand probably hasn't been too hot either. So hopefully the thermometer in Perth turns up quite high and we get some early summer fatigue into those bodies. But again, like a lot of the players have been to Australia before, they'll know what to do. So if anything, gives no excuse for that first test. They'll be cherry ripe and ready to go.
If you were England selector, would you do as a lot of people have been saying and pick Jofra and Wood for that first test, or are you trying to manage them throughout the series? Maybe when one's in, one's out.
It depends in the lead in. Again, they will know better. If
they're both fully fit, though,
I think you need to strike early. When you look at the schedule as well, with what games, I think you look at the conditions, what you think you really realistically can win, and England are going to come out and say they can win every game. But I think when you look at the way the game will play out in those certain conditions, I think you need to go full, all out. And if by the back end of the series they're cooked, then so be it. And they're probably going to be. But I think you need to strike early, bank a win or two early when the conditions, suit high quality, high fast bowling.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy just to keep someone on the bench for the sake of a SCG test where you need to win. So, I reckon you'd worry about that when it comes, but otherwise get them out there and let them loose.
They can follow the blueprint that India used last year. They won in Perth, didn't they? I mean, obviously they had Bumrah, who's different kettle of fish to what England have altogether, but they have quality in that pace attack, and they've brought 6 quicks over. So, I mean, if one or two do get burnt out, well, then you've got the reserves.
Well, and it's the same for both teams. It's not like Australia are going to, hold Hazelwood back from the first test because of the fifth. You start with your best team to win that game, and then you work out the rest. And I know Mitchell Stark has come out and questioned their depth on the hard pitches of Australia and in the summer sun. But again, that doesn't matter at the start. You don't worry about that. When you go around and look at all the venues that they're playing at in Shield cricket, they are producing results. It's not like they're draws.
Yeah.
A lot of the flatter wickets are on the kind of the second venues, the Karen Roltons, the AB Fields, Cricket Central, that kind of thing. So I think when you look at the test grounds, we don't know the SCG because I don't think they've played a Shield game there.
This one coming up will be in New South Wales and Victoria on the 10th. That'll be.
So that's a bit of an unknown, but really we've seen MCG's been a results-based wicket in Shield cricket for a while. So I don't think you have too much to worry about in terms of, there's going to be some boring, batathons. I think they're going to be genuine wickets that are going to suit results. So again, just pick your best team for the first test and worry about the rest later.
No, I only ask because it feels like England have tried to get a little maybe too cute in past Ashes series, and they've maybe got those selections wrong. I think there was an Ashes series down here where maybe Anderson or Broad didn't play at Brisbane, and it was swinging around everywhere sort of thing. So just go for your best team and don't worry about what's coming up next.
Well, it's a good point. I think you learn from that. And at any stage, everyone wants to play, especially the first test. You want to stamp your mark on the series. Let your best team get that opportunity. And then, that's why you pick, Australia pick 15. What if England pick something similar?
Yeah.
That's why you have bench strength. They've got 6 quicks, as you said. So there's guys who can come in and play a role. So, it makes no sense to keep guys in the wings that should be out there playing.
Now, the T20 International Series, that's been ongoing, and it's India and Australia. They're up to the 4th match of the series, which is going to be at the Gold Coast. Our local won that one. So that's on the 6th of November, Thursday, when this podcast comes out. Abhishek Sharma has been just brilliant to watch for India. First time he's been down under, and he's really captured the imagination just by the way that he comes out and tries to hit it as hard as he can.
He's it's like a bit laconic as well, isn't he? Is that the word? Just not much. Yeah, like when you prep, I haven't bowled to this guy, but when you prep, you always think like, what are they doing? What are they moving around the crease where they're trying to hit the ball? He just sets up and tries to hit it straight or over mid-wicket or over cover as far as he can. And to be fair, most of the time he has. He's been really impressive. I know he's him and Travis Head at opening the order in the IPL have really made a name for himself. And I'm sure he's found the benefit of opening with someone like Trav, who does it a similar way, just stands really still and tries to hit the ball, in that direction. So super, super impressive early, especially that MCG game where he was kind of a lone hand, and that's a really big ground. So for an international youngster to come over and play so impressively on such a big ground, which they don't really get too often in India. So, he looks a really great player for the future. I wonder how, again, it can translate into other formats.
They couldn't give him enough strike, though, in that match.
Yeah.
That was the issue, wasn't it? Harshit Rana was taking up all the balls when Abhishek was smoking him at the other end. He must have been thinking, what's going on here?
Well, it looked like the old tail ender who hit a couple out of the middle and thought, I've got this under control, but they also forget how to rotate the strike. So I've been in that position a lot of the time where really you should just be getting the guy who's smoking them at the other end on strike. But again, he's been super impressive. It's been another series of, if you're chasing, you're probably going to win the game, which is T20 cricket, probably all around the world. But it's they fought back in Hobart to make it 1-1 with 2 to go. So it's going to be really exciting. I know it's not the biggest series in terms of, we've got the Ashes on the horizon, but India's such a powerhouse in all formats. So preparation for that World Cup, it's no better opponent than to come against them. So it is a really big 2 games to go.
Yeah, it does feel like the sting has sort of come out of this series a bit now that Josh Inglis is the only one remaining from that Ashes squad to be playing. But the Gold Coast and Brisbane matches will be pretty much full houses on Thursday and Saturday. So the atmosphere will be great. And if Australia can knock off the number 1 ranked T20 side on the eve of a World Cup, well, that's a massive bonus.
And also for the guys who won't play a part in that Ashes, this is their dress rehearsal for that World Cup to come against this opposition. So, Ellis is trying to think the, specific guys who, this will be the big content for their summer leading into the BBL. So, Stoinis, David, those kind of guys who are playing really well, it bodes well for the World Cup. So, great scheduling for CA to put this series on. They've been full houses, as you said, because a lot of the time, from past experience, when you play these white ball games before a big test series and a big test series is coming, they can drag on. And, if you get 10K in the house at the MCG, it just doesn't feel the same. But when you've got, a pretty strong India team, basically full strength, pulls the crowds and makes playing it a lot more enjoyable. And especially for those guys, again, preparing for a World Cup, it is relevant cricket. So we're just spoiled for choice for this summer in Australia, aren't we, with the quality of opposition?
Absolutely. And Matt Kuhneman was actually asked about what it's like to play at his home ground, the Gold Coast Carrara Stadium. He said there's some funny pockets and some short ends. And have you played there? Do you feel like it's a bit like that?
Yeah, it's definitely not a traditional cricket ground. Normally they go goalpost to goalpost at most grounds or vice versa, like kind of wing to wing in footy at the MCG. But Gold Coast is kind of mid-off to, long off to long off, or long off to long on, sorry. It's a different angle. So there's a short boundary there at long on, but a huge one at backward square. Geelong was a little bit like it when it first started playing cricket there. But I think there was COVID bubbles up there. So we played a few years where we'd play, Melbourne Renegades versus Sydney Sixers at Carrara. It wasn't pulling in the massive amount of crowd, but it's good to hear that tickets have sold well for this because it is a great part of the world and it's good for, India to come to the Gold Coast, a holiday destination. You tick that off, but also for, the kids in this part of the world to see cricket up close. Hopefully the wicket's good. That's probably the only thing that you could question. But again, BBL cricket, Josh Brown hit 140 in a semi-final here. So I'm sure if you get in for good players, it's no issue.
And the last time there was a men's international here was against West Indies. Kyle Mayers hit one of the most incredible shots. Do you remember that one?
Green,
and it went viral on our socials. It just sort of held the pose and it was lofted over cover, I think.
It's huge. I think, again, went probably top tier and it took probably half an hour to get back because no one's sitting up there. So we won't have that issue this game.
No.
But again, that wicket, I didn't play that night, but I remember driving home listening on the radio when he hit that 6 and you thought, it's going to be a really great wicket, but then kind of petered out not that way. So hopefully this is a really, really nice pitch and they can get more cricket up here, this time of the year.
Now, stat padding, we debuted that segment last week. Was it success? Should we bring it back?
I think everyone loves stats, don't they? Especially the guys who get real into the nitty gritty of that side of the game.
Definitely. Well, it's hard not to.
Yeah.
So let's give it another go.
Okay.
I've got 3 head-to-heads for you this week. Let's start with who has the most ODI centuries, Jimmy Rodrigues or Rod Marsh?
That's a really good start. I'm going to go with Jemima.
Yes, correct. 3-0.
Yeah.
Rod, unfortunately,
Never made one.
never made one.
What was his high score?
66.
It wasn't even close.
Wasn't even close. But 3 test centuries for Rod. And that was, at the time when keepers weren't expected to bat. So
To keep. Different game.
Exactly. Now, ODI average, Steve Smith or Jamie Smith? Obviously, coming recently, hasn't played as many, Jamie, but
Steve's would be low 40s.
It is.
And I'm going to say smaller sample size, Jamie Smith has him covered.
Has him covered?
Yeah, higher.
Steve's is 43. Jamie's is 21.
What?
Yeah, he's
struggled.
Not quite.
He's a very good player.
Yeah.
I've played with him in the 100, and he was, just before he got picked for England, was like, this guy's going to, you won't see him much anymore. He's going to play international cricket. So, again, really aggressive player. People should be looking forward to watching how he goes about his work against the Aussie Quicks.
Hits it hard.
Yeah, he goes really hard.
Right.
But he's very good as well.
So can you see him having a successful tour of Australia down at number 7?
I can. Just in terms of how we've seen Test play out when the ball gets a bit older and all of a sudden getting late in, say if the day is getting later and the ball's old and tiring, and the way he plays kind of that Adam Gilchrist, not saying he's Adam Gilchrist, but that way of just really putting the foot down to end a day's play. I can see him doing that. So, but again, I don't know how much cricket he's played in Australia, so that's going to be the only question mark. But for what I've seen in England and the way he's gone about his cricket, I dare say he's going to be pretty successful.
One thing I couldn't believe was that the English players call him Smudge.
Really?
I thought that was a nickname unique to Steve Smith, but maybe it's a Smith nickname, is it?
Yeah.
Or is he Smudge because Steve Smith is Smudge?
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to think where the correlation would be of who would have brought the Smudge over from Steve. I mean, these guys, a lot of them have played with each other, so maybe one of the Aussies, Sean Abbott's played a lot of cricket with Steve Smith, but also played with Jamie at Surrey, so there could be. And he is a nickname guy. He loves using slang and nicknames. So off the top of my head, I'm going to say Sean Abbott.
Okay. This could be a new game. How are people connected?
Just links.
Okay, so it's 1-1. It's stat padding. Now, the final one. Who has the better test bowling average in Australia? Ben Stokes or Chris Wokes?
I'm going to say Ben Stokes.
Ben has 19 wickets at 40.9. Chris Wokes, 16 wickets at 50.7.
Got him.
Got there at the end. Well done. So another successful.
2-1 both weeks, I think.
I think so, yeah.
You're going to have to.
I'll have to ramp up the difficulty.
You're going to have to
next week.
Yeah. But very good, very good.
Now, you will have noticed, Richo, that we've got some co-hosts in the studio with us today. This probably won't make a lot of sense for those who are listening, but I've brought in the Talking Boony and the Talking Beefy. Found these at my childhood home over the weekend. They were brought out as a promotion ahead of the 2006-7 Ashes series.
Yep.
And they basically sat on your dresser or you sat on your TV, and they would talk in sync with the TV. Like if Australia hit a shot, Boony would pipe up and say, "Cop that," or Beefy would say, "Grab me another beer," or something like that. So unfortunately, Beefy's batteries don't seem to be working anymore, but I've managed to spark Boony up. So do you want to give him a go? And
is this the one that says, "Is it midnight tonight?" Is that?
That's him.
Can someone order a pizza? A lot. Plus pineapple, thanks.
Famous.
So we were punching at him all over the weekend, and he's got about 25 different catchphrases, I reckon. So
I'll give him one more.
Time for a spell. Hand me a VB.
Very VB centric.
Yeah, not that subtle, you would say, but it doesn't have to be.
I thought when I came in here, I thought they maybe have been re-released. It'd be good if they. Who's a sponsor? VB not a sponsor anymore, I don't think, of this magnitude. But
no, Liquorland are a Cricket Australia sponsor.
There you go. Let's get it done in the next 2 weeks.
Seems like there's an opportunity there, doesn't it?
Go some modern versions. I mean, that's pretty similar to Travis Head.
I mean, look at that mustache. Yeah, we'll definitely put up a photo or a video.
Grey Nick and
I mean, so bit of chest hair showing.
Chest hair, bit of belly. So that's very heady.
The only thing that could be improved is if the head sort of bubbled a bit.
Yeah.
I do like a bubble head.
Well, there you go. You've got 2 weeks to sort this out, whoever wants to get involved. Because I do remember this as a kid. This was
good fun.
This was good. So I don't know who the English version would be.
Well, so we'd have Head for Australia.
Yeah.
And, well, Harry Brook, he was a villain, wasn't he?
Yep. Well, that's a famous series, isn't it? 06, 07.
Oh, absolutely.
So I feel like it encapsulates that moment in time. So if we're looking forward to this series, a lot have called it could be one of the greats. Well, what better way than having some memorabilia that talks to you 25 years later or 20 years later?
I love it. Absolutely. Now, I want to end this episode, Richo, with a little video that caught our eye this week. We know how eager the Barmy Army are to come out to Australia. They couldn't come out last series because of COVID restrictions, but they always bring a great atmosphere with their singing and their songs and their Jerusalem and all those sorts of things. That they bring a really nice atmosphere to the game, which not a lot of, well, it's a different sort of atmosphere that other supporters bring. And so after the Lord's controversy of the last series where Alex Carey became their villain, and they have had 18 months to think up a really witty, smart song or chant about the Aussie keeper, don't they?
Yeah.
And we've got a sneak preview here from the Stick to Cricket podcast. Why don't we give it a listen and see what these genius Barmy Armies have come up with?
Carey, Carey, what did your stumping do? We're all crazy over disgust for you. It wasn't a sporting action. The Lord showed their reaction. But your look class upon you. Ask from a bouncer from Woody or... Oh, but no, was it a bouncer from Wood on Joffre too?
So we got a very happy response from Michael Vaughan and Phil Tufnell.
Almost as bad as the song was their reaction.
Kerry, what did your stumping do? We're all crazy over disgust for you. It wasn't the sporting action. The Lord showed their reaction. But you'll look class upon your ass after a bouncer from Woody or Archer too.
It doesn't roll off the tongue. I would say I do feel for him. He was left on his own.
Nobody joined him.
Help. He looked around looking for help. He was on his own. But like you said, they've had 18 months to prep. I don't know if that's performance anxiety or what that is, but if they're bringing that out to the crowd, and everyone's waiting for the Barmy Army, you best be bringing your better stuff.
And
than
the punchline has to be a bit snappier than that, doesn't it?
Well, what song is it? Maybe I'm too young to even know the tune. There wasn't really a tune there, but if you're going to come out to the Ashes after all that's been said and done,
you got to nail it.
You best bring your big hits. Not that.
And I think, so that was Finchy, who normally plays the trumpet in the Barmy Army. So maybe he'll be trumpeting while the rest are singing. But yeah, that was
it's not a great start.
Not as polished as we come to expect from the Barmy Army.
And again, the host, maybe Michael and Phil felt bad, but I was blown away by their action in support and laughter.
Yeah, brilliant, I think one of them said.
Yeah.
I think they might be going a touch far.
Yeah, it's a little bit. All I know is if we're on camera, if we make an error that looks as bad as that, we'd be like, cut that. Don't air that.
Yeah.
They've
do that again.
Yeah, exactly. But he's just ran with it. So again, probably hats off to the man. Who was it? Finchy.
Yeah, I think that's what he goes by.
Well, there's a bigger Finchy in this part of the world. So, best to slide under the radar from now on.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to plenty more music and songs from the Barmy Army this season. But when it all kicks off in Perth on November 21.
Yeah, it's close.
We've had a pretty jam-packed episode today, so no Ask Richo today.
That's fine.
I know you're disappointed about that.
That's all good.
But if you want to sneak in one more Hey Richo before the Ashes begins, send them into podcasts at cricket.com.au. He's really chomping at the bit to get another one out there.
And again, you best make it good.
Yes, bring your A game.
Bring your A game. Better be better than that.
Let's get Boony to close us off today, I reckon. Let's see what he's got to say.
Forget the Oz Open. Get the VB Open.
No better way to finish an episode.